Alright, so I decided to start this stream off. I'm gonna react to a couple videos because I wanted to eat some of this ramen I got here, home cooked ramen. You feel me? I don't just take it out the packet and put it in a bowl. I put some vegetables in there. I put some rice. I put some lemon pepper seasoning on there. I got my joint lit. With that being said, though, I found this video called "Fighting Games Are Garbage," actually, and I watched the first couple minutes of it, and I was like, "Ooh, this video right here will probably create some good content, like reaction wise, because I might be able to like watch it and see a couple things that I might want to comment on and actually be able to have conversation about, but without getting into too much yappage, I'ma just hit play."
And hold on, put the hitbox down, Daigo. I'm on your side with this one. My friend here just rambled and ranted about fighting games as a genre sucking for the 14th time this week, and I've decided to go public with this here takedown. What makes me qualified? Well, I was in this goober's position. Here we are, a group of fully functional 20-somethings gathering for our weekly Uber Eats fueled Discord stream gaming session. It's a ritual at this point, and
I'm not gonna lie, that would sound fire. Me and a couple of the bros in the crib playing games on the stream. Let me know if y'all want to see that. Because that's actually, I know y'all want to see it. I'm gonna do it eventually.
collectively decided to hop into Dragon Ball Fighterz. This week is different though. One of us is not.
And the crazy part is, as easy as Dragon Ball Fighterz is compared to like literally any other fighting game, like if you struggling on Dragon Ball Fighterz, I'm not gonna lie, fighting games is just not for you. They don't suck, they're just not for you. But I'll let her speak a little bit more, then we'll go from there.
Having fun. One of us was on the receiving end of some airtight, fresh off Twitter cursed okie and had to watch their favorite character get stretched like the duration of one of these YouTube videos. He falls quiet. He angrily bites into his freshly delivered Big Mac, and through a mouthful of mystery meat, lettuce that is probably expired, and bread you probably should even feed to your garbage can.
Damn. Why is she going in on McDonald's like that? Me personally, if I worked at McDonald's and I was a part of corporate, I would work my ass off to get this video taken down. Damn.
He mumbles, "I'm never playing fighting games again." A hush falls over the Discord call. It is eerie. It's like that time your friend said that one joke with the punchline about the girl with the... You know the joke, but the silence doesn't last
No, I don't.
for long. One by one, everyone else in the call erupts into laughter. Everyone except me. Fear not, my friend, I'm going to regurgitate some of the stuff that changed my outlook on fighting games, like a mama bird feeding her spawnlings, so that you too can see the bright side and realize fighting games don't suck. You and your mindset are just ass. It's
I was just about to say.
Ask of anyone to freshly jump into a genre of gaming these days, with so much push and pull and...
It's not even that, like... One thing I think about fighting games that gets a lot of people, like, that makes it hard for a lot of people to get into it, is there are a lot of people who just don't have the patience to play fighting games and stuff like that. For the simple fact that playing fighting games requires a certain amount of patience to be able to learn the game and properly play the game. And part of that patience is getting your ass beat repeatedly. Like, if you talk to anybody who knows anything about fighting games competitively, one of the first things they'll tell you is when you're learning a new fighting game, one of the things that you're going to do is you're mostly going to get your cheeks clapped repeatedly over and over and over while you're learning to play. So you're going to lose a lot, and for some people, losing feels bad and they take it to heart. So like, I can understand why a lot of people don't like fighting games, and more people enjoy watching fighting games than actually playing fighting games, unless it's like with their friends that also suck, because it's a really complicated and really hard genre of games and gaming in general to get into.
Every direction, the hardest sell is probably fighting games. Fighting games are the big kid genre. You don't have a team to fall back on when things get rough, and you can't blame anyone else when you get cooked up. That's
another thing. Like, there's a lot of people who just in life aren't able to take accountability, and in fighting games, like she said, there's nobody to blame. In fighting game, if you get hit with that jab string, that's your fault. You could have blocked, you could have jumped over it, you could have went for a grab or a clash if your game has that. So like, you have nobody to blame, and a lot of people just don't have the ability to take accountability, especially not for something as simple as a fighting game.
That's all you, Bobby. Fighting games, at their core, are a push and pull between opposing forces. It's like if two people were diametrically opposed. It's like, I don't know, a fight? There has to be a winner, there has to be a loser, and sometimes a draw, and it's really hype because, wait, this is the last game in the best of 5, who's gonna win? Yipes, stop screaming, you're making me too hype, I'm immersed, I'm gonna cry. Before anything, I can't understate how
another thing about... I had to put it down my throat. Pause. Pause. But another thing about fighting games is that every fighting game, it's hard to explain this without like you being in the fighting games or like whoever's watching this being heavily into fighting games. But a concept that a lot of people who are lower level players, don't understand about fighting games is that in addition to that push and pull she was saying, there's like a deeper theology that fighting game, think of a fighting game as a RPG where you and your opponent take turns. A lot of people don't have the ability to understand this concept in fighting games, that whenever you're fighting somebody, it's not like a real life fight where somebody could punch you in the face and you could weave it and stuff like that. You take turns. So you take turns blocking and getting hit. And once your opponent messes up, you can override their turn and take your turn to block and hit them. Now, there are different things you can do to extend and shorten your turn. Like, for example, you shorten your turn by dropping a combo. You extend your turn by hitting your opponent a bunch of times. And like comboing them, putting them in 50-50s, O keys, knowing how to OTG, well, depending on your game, knowing how to tech grabs, knowing how to reversal, knowing how to counter. Certain things make it so that you can force your opponent to give up their turn so that you can take your turn, or you can make it so that your opponent can't take their turn. A lot of people don't understand this concept within the systems of their individual games. So sometimes it's really difficult to understand that, because all you see is, why does he keep hitting me and I don't get to hit him? It's pretty hard to think about all that if it's not like second nature to you already. So that's she was on to something with that push and pull thing. I just don't think it's an accurate metaphor personally.
Fan of the fighting game you're playing or trying out is. It's probably the easiest trick you can do, no execution allowed, time required. Watch the game. Are there characters that mean anything to you? Are you a fan of the property or license? Is there a guest character you drown a small child for? This stuff.
See? What? I don't know about all that. Hold on, shorty. On King David. I don't know about that part. But yeah, she just said the same thing I said. For most people, it's more enjoyable to watch a fighting game be played at a high level than to actually play it at a high level.
Here will literally save you money and frustration. If the game itself doesn't appeal to you, there's already friction. Don't force it. Not all fighting games made equal, so this fan phase is a pretty neat time to learn mechanics. How do the combos work? And rest fellas, I'm looking at you. I'm sorry, but those dial-up combos like I'm ringing up the Powerpuff Girls on a rotary phone kept me away from your games for like 12 years. You're cool now.
I'm not gonna lie, NetherRealm Studio combos are like the second most straightforward combo systems I've ever interacted with. That doesn't mean that I necessarily like it, but they're very, very, very straightforward. I just realized this video isn't even on HD. I'm embarrassed. Oh, it was on HD. I thought it had 1080. But yeah, NetherRealm Studios, they have one of the most forward combo systems. Like, some of the combos do get pretty stupid and do get into that why is this allowed territory, but they're all very, very straightforward. And I won't say they're all simple, but like from Mortal Kombat 10 up, they have been very, very, very simplified. Like Mortal Kombat and Justice, especially in Justice 2, where there were combos, yes, but if you watch competitive Injustice 2, there were no combos. Everybody's a zoner, except for Black Canary, and she's still a zoner somehow.
Now, the second you've decided that you're a fan and you've watched some high-level gameplay or breakdowns, it's time to get into the game, or catch it and all of its DLCs on sale for like $8 later.
Yeah, I was about to say.
$70 for 12 characters and 8 stages on delay-based netcode in 2024 is criminal. Don't do it.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say, because I want to get Mortal Kombat 1 so bad, and all of my friends are sitting here just begging me to get it. But the thing about it is, with games of this nature, like she said, you don't benefit at all from buying it day one. That's like a plague of gaming in general, but like fighting games, I feel like at least have a reasonable trade-off where you can either get the game excuse me, you can either pay more to get the game early and support the devs in the development studio and whatnot, or you could wait till the whole game or the Ultimate Edition comes out and basically get everything cheaper and or on sale. With Mortal Kombat specifically, since Mortal Kombat 10, like when I found out about the way they were doing DLC and stuff like that, what I did is I waited until a year after the game came out, and then I bought the game. Then I didn't buy the DLC, but then I bought the game, and if I wanted the DLC, then I would have bought the DLC, because I know that the first wave of DLC, if you wait a year or so, you can basically just get it for free by paying the regular price of the game. And I know technically it's not free, but
there are two peak times to hop in the pool of a fighting game, and they're very different. The first is when the game is just now coming out, and the second is after the game's been out for a while. Catching a game while it's fresh gives you time to learn the mechanics and grow with the game in real time with the community. The likelihood of you getting blown out of the water is way smaller if you care a lot about that sort of thing, but you also get to experience characters and patches as they come in, and you get to be the first person to run into the new DLC character
One thing I will say about buying fighting games day one is if you're really in the trenches with a game, like for example me with Smash, you do honestly want to get a game day one for the simple fact, like she said, experiencing certain characters and certain things pre-patch and post-patch are kind of like funny and unique experiences that you get to use to bond with people in the community. Like, for example, if I'm talking about Smash Bros. And I say, remember that time they dropped a specific patch with no changes other than removing Steve's meat, people who don't play Smash are not going to know what I'm talking about. And because I like to gatekeep, not really, I just don't feel like explaining it and pulling up pictures and images. Actually, you know what, fuck it, I will pull up images. Hold on, I just thought about what I was about to type in. I'm turning my screen off because I'm live on TikTok, so this, like, y'all watching a pre-recorded version, but I'm live on TikTok, so yeah. So for those of you who know about Smash Bros, this incident was called Steve's Meat. So basically, Minecraft Steve was put in the Smash Bros, and one of the iconic parts of Minecraft Steve was him having his food that he eats in his hand in the idle hand position. But the thing about this is, when they did this, they didn't realize, excuse me, that this could be potentially offensive, aka it's implied that he's holding his penis when it's really just a piece of food, but I digress. So once they dropped Steve, they dropped a whole new separate update just to remove it out of his hand and his victory animation. They literally changed nothing else. They made people basically re-download the game to change this one action. And this incident in the Smash community is referred to as Steve's Meat. And it may not seem like anything significant to you, but like for people in the Smash Bros community, that's like a common meme for us. That's like a common joke that we all understand, talking about Steve's Meat, the patch where they specifically did it to remove his meat. So like, being there while things are being patched, if you're like a large fan of the game, I would advise. But if you're not sure if you're gonna be a fan of this game, or if you're like trying out this game for the first time, yeah, I will wait to catch it on sale and stuff like that. But that's just games in general.
Happy Chaos and ranked, and well, that's fun. Alternatively, catching the game after it's been out for a while usually provides a juicier, girthier package. There have been patches, characters have been introduced and added to the roster. Juicier, girthier package. There have been patches, characters have been introduced and added to the roster.
Can I join? I'm the best healer in the finals. After I finish this video, cause I'm mostly doing this video while I eat. After I finish this video, you could I'm gonna boot up the finals and join, and you could join. But this video is like what, 6 minutes left, so yeah, just stick around till then.
And the biggest advantage is almost every character has been fleshed out and has tech available for you to research and steal, making hopping into matches and getting...
What she's saying is very true. It is way easier to learn how to play the game. Also, thank you for the rose too. Thank you for the rose. Shout out to you. It smells lovely. But one thing I do know and notice from playing fighting games is that if you do let it sit, it is astronomically easier to learn about the game the older the game gets. Like, for example, if I wanted to learn how to play Super Smash Bros. Melee, it's so freaking easy. There's so many guys. The game came out in 2001. But on the other hand, if I wanted to learn high level, something very specific and very high level, such as like the matchup between, I don't know, a defensive Falco and an aggressive Fox, something as very weirdly specific as that, I can learn that specific thing for Melee. But for Mortal Kombat 1, learning a specific playstyle, learning a specific matchup and a specific playstyle in Mortal Kombat 1, a game that just released, very hard to do that. It's extremely hard. So what she's saying right here, I just wanted to stop and give her props, clap it up for her real quick. She is very right. And so far I noticed, like, in this game, I like this title's low-key clickbait so far. I mean, we're not even halfway into the video, but so far this title's clickbait because she hasn't actually said anything that showed that fighting games are garbage.
Faster than figuring it out for yourself. There are advantages to both, so if one option isn't available to you, you can still hop in the mix and get mixed. Now that you've decided to get into the fighting game, you might have played through story mode or hopped online, and that's great. You probably slapped random buttons until you smoked your online rival, and then ran into someone that seemed way better than they were.
I'm not gonna lie, if you're getting into fighting games, my advice is always jump into ranked quick play, lose like 5 matches in a row, then start playing. Like on purpose, lose 5 matches in a row, then start playing the game. Because when you're late to a game and you hop straight into ranked, you're gonna get you're gonna get your shit waxed, like absolutely waxed. But once you drop your rank a little bit and play people who are a little bit worse at the game, then you can actually gain your footing and understand the game and its systems and learn to have that learn to make certain basic things second nature and whatnot. So yeah, always my advice, not even story mode, just jump straight into the online, lose like 5 matches and then play like another 5 more just to like get your bearings in the game before you even, because like when I was younger, I thought all you have to do is play the story mode in a fighting game to learn how to play the game. Nah, that story mode and playing against bots is not going to teach you nothing. Because once you learn how to play the game fighting against bots, when you learn to fight, when you start playing against people, you're going to have to relearn how to play the game completely. And it's way harder to... it's way harder it's way harder to fight a person that can think and adapt than to fight a bot that has preset actions
that spank your cheeks. Don't get tilted though. Here's another gem for you. If you want to get much better much faster, you have to take accountability for all of your losses. At the end of the day,
I said that earlier.
Somebody had to lose, and you probably made a mistake or chose an option in the match that gave the opponent the win. Did you try to mash during a frame trap? Did the opponent go low after conditioning you to block high? Did you super dash from full screen without having an assist to call and get 2H back to Xenoverse 2? Good job. It is hard for most people to be objective and look at themselves critically, and of course the desire to win is going to kick in and make you a bit salty sometimes. But when you cool off, you've got to be
I gotta respect it. When I watched the beginning of this video, I got a little bit tilted. But I see that she was just doing an intro to provide context for what she was talking about. Because I'm not saying she's an Evo winner or nothing, but it definitely sounds like she knows what she's talking about. So I can respect it.
Able to realize what went wrong or what you can change to make sure it never happens again. Or at least the next time you see that situation. Most modern fighting games themselves make this really easy for you by giving you access to match replays, usually letting you see the inputs of you and your opponent. Watching your replays is crucial for seeing your flaws and bumping them out like an oily-faced teenager. Okay, so you got a little bit of a feel for the game and you want to take it serious.
Look, there's nothing better than taking people on a ride.
Or at least serious enough that you don't get blown up online. Here's the biggest time sink. Training mode is your friend, and while they may seem intimidating or daunting at first,
what I will say about that is, yes, training mode is your friend, but it depends on what type of person you are. Because not everybody has the mental patience or the mental capability to go into training mode. I would say if you're playing a game casually, only hop in a training mode if you want to test like super specific stuff, or if you want to see like very vague stuff, like if you want to like learn a specific combo or see if if you want to see if a specific combo works. Because my personal opinion, is the best way to see if to learn a combo and see if it works is to do it in a match, or learn it by accidentally doing it in a match. But like to see if to see what hitboxes are in a move, or to see like the frame data, like something like that. Those are what I personally believe that are the best uses for training mode, like technical data that you want to learn.
Almost all of the features they've got locked away in there are there to help you work out situations and get acclimated to them before heading into online or the regional major battlefield. Depending on when you get into the game, you'll even be able to use it to copy combos or setups other players have discovered and shared, saving you the time of having to look for yourself. You picking up what I'm putting down here? Training mode is there to help you work on your execution, work out ideas.
I do feel like looking for combos yourself is an important experience to have when playing fighting games, because just because somebody else uses a bread and butter combo, that don't mean that that bread and butter combo is necessarily going to work for your play style. So maybe they have a more aggressive play style, and that combo works, it only works if you're close enough to use a very short range move, for example. So with the combo thing, I say feel it out and understand, like learn the systems of your game and understand how that combo works within the systems, within the interaction of your character, the systems of the game, and your specific opponents. Because depending on your opponent, something could also work or not work. That does change things too, but I digress.
Yes, and in most cases, be transparent about a character and their features. I'm not going to go over things like frame data here because that's a beautiful little bundle of what the hell is the father that changed with every game that you can discover in your own time. Just know putting in the work and investing time is going to help you get results. I promise you can do it with enough time and training. So, you're a fan of the game, you're watching high-level gameplay.
Because one thing I will say is me taking time to learn fighting games, like even as a hobby, like it's really fun, because like it's really cool to be able to talk shit to my friends about how when it comes to fighting games, like no matter what damn, these damn seasonings getting in my throat. Pause. I should have mixed it in the water then put the ramen in there. But anyway, it's always fun to be able to talk shit to my friends and tell them that I'm better than, because I legitimately am. I'm better than all of my friends in fighting games. And the only times that my friends are like better than me in a fighting game is if that's like their specific game that they studied, like, or if it's like a game that I've never played. And also platform fighters, I'm literally better than all my friends in platform fighters. Like, that's not even a debate or nothing. I'm better than all of them in platform fighters. They all know that. I know that. We know that. That's collective knowledge.
To work out new combos and techniques. You saw some cool stuff on Twitter that the furry guy did with your character, and you're terrified everyone's gonna start playing them now.
Sonic Fix.
But there is something I probably could have squeezed in there to make the experience even more enjoyable for you. Getting into a fighting game with a friend.
Yeah.
Learning a fighting game with a
Okay, yeah, for some reason it just my computer just bricked up. It got hard pressed and it disconnected from the live. I got scared. Okay, go to live studio. The fuck? I'm connected. Like, what are you talking about?
Friend or rival is a great way to milk more out of the genre. Comparing the progression to someone you know or communicate with outside of the game is a huge key to keeping you or friends that are shaky about the game they're getting into on the right course. Also, watching fighting game events with a group or a buddy is top tier entertainment, I promise. Having a friend to pit yourself against or test out new strategies on is a great way to take the pressure off of yourself while at the same time keeping things cool and cordial. You can also completely ignore that and trash talk each other because, come on, let's
True. Because I was about to say, if you playing a fighting game and you're sitting there calmly going, oh yeah, that was a good use of your OTG to extend the combo. Boy, if you don't like, nah, playing fighting games is about dominating the competition. If you don't go in there like, yeah, I won. What you gonna do about? You can't touch me. If you don't play fighting games like that, get the fuck out. Like, you're not playing the game.
Or joining a community of fledgling fighters is great because you can share tech with each other, or someone who knows you play a character might bump into something you didn't and send it your way. It's a great way to sharpen each other and make sure that...
Hey, that's my game! That's my game right there! Yeah!
That's honestly it for improving at and appreciating any fighting game out there. I guess we can speedrun some.
And that's my character.
Like a baby gamer.
And that's the original version of my other character. Why the fuck was Smash Ball on? Now I'm pissed off.
Experiences. Someone's gotta win, someone's gotta lose. You can't go into every session expecting to win 100% of the time, but you can learn.
She's very right. She's very right.
You won because of X that round. You lost because of Y. Keep it going, keep grinding. Next up, trying out new or complex combos in actual matches is like cranking up the difficulty slider a little bit. You're gonna start to lose a bit more as you try and integrate new stuff into your game plan. Stick to it. You've got to make it so it's hard. Especially
when you start playing people who are better at the game, and when you start to get into higher ranks. Cause like right now, if I cut on Smash, even though my rank is not that high, if I cut on Smash right now, I'm gonna actually have to sit there and try. I'm not gonna be like sweating my cheeks off or nothing, but I'm actually gonna have to sit there and like really get into my bag, stop talking and try. So it's fun, but like while I'm having fun, it's not like all giggly hoo-has and smiles. Like it's a little bit of concentration, and then I enjoy the outcome. It's one of those type of things. Fighting games get fun when, like I said, you can be the person where no matter what the fighting game is, all your friends look at you and go, here he go, getting ready to beat everybody again. Because like there's been times where I'll play fighting games with my friend, and you know how like usually the rules with your friends is like you lose past the sticks. Like there have been so many times where I could literally just sit here for like half an hour playing with half my brain, beating everybody, having side conversations. Mid-match, I get on my phone, start scrolling on TikTok and doing all kinds of freaky funny things just to be tricky with it. Yeah, it gets real fun when you get to that point to where you could play like that with your friends, because I'm not going to no tournaments, I'm not going to EVO or nothing like that. So when I play fighting games and I improve my ability and sharpen my ability to play fighting games, literally just to be able to beat all my friends and to be able to talk shit with my friends. Like my goal was to make it so that no matter what, when me and my friends play fighting games, they always look at me and they stomp their foot a couple times like, oh shit, he's getting ready to play. Like that's my goal, and that's what I got.
Combos aren't hard anymore. I'm not going to make any jokes about making hard combos soft, but I don't blame you if you did. Once you smooth them out, you'll love the improvements you made. Baby steps, kid. You gotta understand.
True.
Understand and avoid the tilt if you can. A big thing that'll stunt your growth or impact how you feel about a fighting game is getting tilted. Are you getting frustrated by a particular character? Are you on a losing streak? You gonna cry? Gonna piss your pants maybe? Take a break. Breathe. Do it.
Yeah, I was about to say, because like, I'm not gonna hold you. Fighting games, at the end of the day, please remember, keep this in your noggin. Keep this in your noggin. It is just a game. If you are getting mad at the game, look. Damn, what do I have? Oh, look. You see how my phone screen is on? I'm watching the stream preview so I can make sure I'm not lagging and all that. You see this button on the side? Can y'all see it? Y'all see that button on the side? You see it? Y'all know what I'm pointing to, though. That's a power button. Turn it off. You know? So like if you're ever getting tilted or you're ever getting mad that a game is like playing with your body or anything like that, like I said, don't worry. You can always just, cut it off.
Anything else for the sake of your mood and mental health. Tilting is natural, and knowing when you feel it coming on and being able to move around it is key to keep the progress going. If you want a pretty easy method I like to use, I just give myself a set number of games I want to play with each session. Win or lose, and then go and watch the replays of that session to make it productive. This means
I'm not watching my replays.
High from winning 7 games straight, or feel like kissing a pump shotgun for losing 10 in a row. My suffering ends without it getting too bad, and I've got some stuff I can sharpen up on for the next time. It's easier said than
bro.
done,
I can't tell, especially with Smash, bro. I can't tell you how many times I stood up. I mean, I stood up late. What? How many times I stayed up late, having to get up late for like work at school and stuff like that, because like I was on a losing streak and I would not like get off on a losing streak or something like that. Or there's been times where like, and fighting games, if you play a fighting game where you can infinitely rematch your opponent, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You've definitely had the experience where you started fighting somebody in your match where you just wanted to repeatedly keep hitting rematch, and then y'all rematch like 20, 30, 40, 50 times, and y'all just go back and forth. Bro, if y'all play games with infinite rematches, like I said, like Smash or something like that, you know what I'm talking about. That's one of the most fun feelings in the world. If you play fighting games and you've never had that experience, you ain't doing it right.
Just making $1 million off the stock market. What are we really talking about here, broke boy? Fighting games.
Wait, what?
But too bad. And I've got some stuff I can sharpen up on for the next time. It's easier said than done, but so is.
Bro. Fuck you mean you're having difficulty connecting? You ain't even doing nothing. Alright.
Just making $1 million. I've got some stuff I can sharpen up on.
Nah, what was she saying?
It's easier said than done, but so is making $1 million off the stock market. What are we really talking about here, broke boy? Fighting games are dope.
What? Bro, what? Shorty, listen. We was talking about fighting games and you just started calling me broke out of nowhere. The fuck? What did I do to you? For you to call me broke? I'm about to dislike this video. And the dislike button. No, let me stop playing.
I'm not talking about DLC practices and all that in this video. Those are genuinely problems. But at their core, what they represent, how they exist in opposition to the other.
Well, especially in Mortal Kombat 1, like the stuff I've seen, especially with like, bro, what the fuck are you? Why are you having trouble connecting, bro? There's nobody else on the Wi-Fi. Anyway, the microtransactions and downloadable content. What the fuck is it having problems connecting for? There's literally nobody else on the Wi-Fi. All right, so I would just click into the program and then click off every time I wanna press play or something. But like, especially the downloadable content and microtransaction practices in Mortal Kombat 1 are ridiculous. Like, they have seasonal fatalities that you have to pay for. I feel like that's just freaking stupid. You shouldn't have to pay for seasonal fatalities. But again, digress is what I do.
Genres of games, and that little bit of self-improvement you feel with each new bread and butter combo you add to your list, it all adds to the mystique. Fighting games are those tsundere anime.
What was that double jab?
List. It all adds to the mystique.
Right here. What, like, bro, what the fuck were you gonna fit? Like, bro, you could fit like two sub sandwiches in between y'all, the space between her and you when you missed that jab. Like, you're full person body length and some change away from her. What the fuck was that jab supposed to hit? Her breath? Niggas out here trying to hit breath.
Mystique. Fighting games are those tsundere anime characters. They might look tough and scary and mean, but they ain't that bad. To my friend that is
okay, that's fair. Because most fighting games, like, when I didn't know about comboing and all that other crazy stuff in fighting games, I used to think fighting games were so hard. But when you get into fighting games a little bit and you really like start to understand, you realize that most fighting games aren't really that hard. And a lot of them, they may have their own nuances and their differences, but a lot of them are actually the same. I pressed the wrong button, but we're gonna rock with it. Cause I don't woke back though.
Themselves down and finding.
Not gonna lie, you probably are.
Every excuse to drop a game they've got infinite potential and interest in, and you're.
Word, you don't have the time. Actually, this one is more about what your perceived value of it is. Cause this may be legitimate. Like, if you don't care that much, then you legitimately don't have the time.
Already spent the $60 for it. I want you to know I get where you're coming from, and I was you for a little bit before I became this weird mixed media paper cutout thing. Fighting game.
I'm not gonna lie, everybody has. Like, anybody who's any type of decent at fighting games remembers that stage where they just absolutely getting washed every game they play against everybody they know.
Games
everybody had that stage.
If you give that game collecting dust in your library one more honest shot, I think you'll come around to that conclusion too. If it doesn't
if it's 3 players online, yeah, go ahead, find a new game.
It's trash. Let me stop. But how do you feel?
Wait, what'd she say?
Rollback netcode and crossplay in 2024 though, it's trash.
Oh yeah. There we go. What the fuck? It's connected. It's literally not like, bro. Let me close some background programs. Okay, cool. Clear some more RAM. I don't even remember what Shorty said.
Too. If it doesn't have rollback netcode and crossplay in 2024, though, it's trash.
Oh yeah, that's another thing about fighting games now, especially. I'm not saying you got to do an extensive research and become an IT person or a coder and learn C++ and none of that crazy stuff. But go on Google and look up if the netcode to your specific fighting game is good. Because like right now, unless like all of your friends like come over and have a game night every week or something like that, the netcode in a fighting game really matters to learning it. Because there are some games out. What the fuck? Why is it having so much trouble connecting to online? I don't get it. Okay, I'm gonna have to restart this shit because it's just hitting. It just keeps telling me reconnecting, and like no crazy. My CPU, like look, my CPU's at 16%. I mean, CPU's at 16%. My RAM is at 20%. That's literally nothing. And this button clears out some of the RAM. Like some of the temporary files that's not being used in the RAM and lowers it a little bit every once in a while. So I don't know why on my computer is having so much trouble reconnecting, because every time y'all hear that that little fucking chime sound, that means that my TikTok for the live is trying to reconnect to the live. But I'm getting ready to play the finals after this video.
Let me stop. But how do you feel about fighting games? Do you have a favorite
I love them.
Franchise or series? Do you have any tips you want to give someone who's
Super Smash Bros. Ultimate? My tip, the one I just gave y'all, unless you have even if you have a lot of friends that already play that game, look up if the online for that game is good, because just know that in this day and age, you're gonna want to play online, and you want to know beforehand if you're gonna have to deal with terrible online or not.
saying that fighting games suck? I want to hear about it in the comment section below. I'm not going to hold you up any longer than I need to, though. I've taken up enough of your time. Thank you for hanging out with me today, and if you've been waiting for a blue sign from the universe, here it is. You're doing fine.
Okay.
And get started on that idea you have. It's not going to get done if you let it sit forever. Stop wasting time. You got this. Oh, and if you want to hear me gush about being addicted to a mechanic in a Digimon game, watch the video on screen. It's like 4 minutes long. You'll like it.
I will. No problem. So, just real quick, I'm gonna give like when it comes to rating stuff, I don't like to rate on a 1 out of 10 scale, because a lot of people hear anything lower than 7 and lower and think, oh my god, this is terrible, I should get rid of it. So I usually use a 3-star system, and I name the stars based on whatever I'm doing. And for this one, I'll probably say 1 star is this was a horrible video, I don't know why I watched it. 2-star was this was a cool video to watch for the moment, but I'll probably never have incentive or reason to watch it again. And a 3-star video is whether it's the greatest thing I've seen ever or it's just something that's a nice little watch that I could come back to. I'd come back to it. On that scale of 1 to 3, I'd rate this a 3. I'd legitimately wouldn't mind if 2 years down the road, let's say, I seen this video in my feed again and I wanted to watch it one more time. So this video, I liked it. I really don't have too many critiques other than maybe like the voice. I would say like speak up a bit more clearly and project your voice a bit better, because it sounds like you're not only talking away from the microphone like this, you're also whispering on top of that, so it's a little bit hard to hear you. But that's a thing that's like a skill that you can learn over time and learn how to do and whatnot, and getting better and just grinding in your content. So nothing crazy. I enjoyed this video. I liked it. And if you're watching this video, you should like it. You should also hit the subscribe button. And for those of y'all watching on TikTok live, go to my Linktree and do all that extra stuff after the stream or whenever you quit out the stream. That being said, peace out, y'all. Don't forget to eat the booty like a bunny. Okay, bye. Have a wonderful